It's December the 17th, 2020, and welcome to this special Christmas webinar. 2020 has been a year unlike any other in living history, and we wanted to take this time to remember and celebrate the amazing things that some water charities and NGOs have done during the past 12 months. Perhaps one of the strongest positives to come out of the pandemic has been that, broadly, across society, people now have a heightened awareness of others and an increased willingness to help out. We saw this firsthand as part of the Water Action Platform back in August when, following the terrible accident in Lebanon, there was an overwhelmingly positive response to the launch of the Crisis Response Register. The Crisis Response Register is simply a place where water and sanitation professionals who are prepared to offer their expertise during times of national or international crisis can register. Within days of being established, we had over 200 volunteers from across 30 countries. In the past few months, we've established links with other similar organisations such as REDR, Oxfam and the WASH Cluster. We are finding ways to best channel the specialist expertise and goodwill which people on the CRR have been so kind to offer. Now, one such organisation that we've aligned ourselves to is CAWST, the Centre for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technology, and in particular their Knowledge Point initiative. CAWST is a registered Canadian charity formed in 2001 and a recognised leader in the WASH sector. Incredibly, 6.6 million people have been trained using CAWST's free, open content education and training materials. Here is the Chief Executive of CAWST, Olivia Mills, sharing more about what they do.
CAWST is a non-profit organisation based in Canada. We're also a registered charity and a registered professional engineering firm. What we do is we help people in developing countries by providing training and technical consulting support in water and sanitation. And the way we do it is we have WASH advisors that go around the world. We have clients in over 90 countries. We've worked with thousands of organizations in the last 20 years. And recently with COVID, what we've done is we've launched online platforms to help provide this technical support. And one of them is Knowledge Point. And in Knowledge Point, the idea is that we can help connect experts around the world, share information, allow people to ask questions and have their peers in other countries or in the same country provide answers around any technical question they may have in water, sanitation, or hygiene, and not just COVID, but in any topic that is of interest for them in the work that they're doing in water and sanitation.
As Olivia noted, Knowledge Point is a global Q&A forum for people who work in the humanitarian and development sector. It is a communication platform which helps individuals share and learn from each other. Users can post questions and share their expertise. The Knowledge Point platform was originally set up in collaboration with WaterAid, Practical Action, IRC and REDR UK. It has been recently upgraded by CAWST and WaterAid. I personally have registered on the platform, and part of the reason for highlighting it here is because I suspect it will resonate with other members of the CRR and the wider Water Action Platform community. Now, staying with the thread of how we can help people less fortunate than ourselves, and in particular how we can share our professional learning and experience, we come to the Water Operator Partnerships. Established in 2008, WaterLinks is an independent non-profit organisation that facilitates the Water Operator Partnerships, or WOPs, in the Asia-Pacific region. WaterLinks is registered as a non-government organisation and is based in Manila. WaterLinks have established multiple partnerships as illustrated on this map. These sustained peer-to-peer relationships draw on direct engagement and exchange of practical knowledge. In a WOP, a mentor partner works with its recipient peer to identify and overcome service delivery challenges through jointly defined work programs lasting typically 12 to 24 months. WOPs offer mutual benefit through cooperation. Recipients are able to improve their operations and expand services by adopting new policies and practices and building their skills and capabilities, but mentor partners also enhance their skills by applying knowledge in new settings. I have to say I first heard of these water operator partnerships from two UK water companies, Yorkshire Water and Anglian Water, who had respectively been working with utilities in Ethiopia and Nepal through their connections with WaterAid UK. Here is Dave Ward from Anglian Water sharing some thoughts on their experiences.
We've been working in partnership with WaterAid for over 40 years now, and I'm pleased today to share that Anglian Water and its alliance partners are working with WaterAid Nepal on a unique and exciting new project. This is called Project Beacon. The aim of the project is twofold. Firstly, we want to ensure that 100,000 people of Lahore, including the marginalised and the vulnerable communities, get access to clean, safe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene provision. Secondly, and more importantly, we want to shine a light on how to sector strengthen for sustainable solutions across Nepal and the world. We're achieving this through a unique 15-year collaboration between Anglian Water, its alliance partners, WaterAid, the Nepal Ministry of Water Supply, the National Water Company, and the Municipality of Lahore, our project town. It's a unique collaboration, and I highly recommend it to others interested in helping like-minded utilities around the world. Thank you for listening.
Today, more than 200 such peer learning partnerships have been formed between water and sanitation operators around the world. As noted previously, I first heard of them, the water operator partnerships, through WaterAid, and here is Puneet from WaterAid UK, although he's actually based in India, sharing more about what they have done.
Water operators partnerships are embedded within the larger programmatic framework for urban wash for WaterAid, and it links well with the human right based approach, citywide based approach, and system strengthening approach that WaterAid has been largely focusing on in recent times. The water operators partnership by WaterAid leverages good relationship of WaterAid with industry partners in UK, Australia, or many other countries where WaterAid works to help them adopt the role of mentor or mentee, as the case may be, in developing a water operators partnership. We have so far executed 4 water operators partnership, largely focusing on small towns. 3 of them are north-south, whereas 1 of them is south-south. As you can see on the slide, the information about them. And in Ethiopia, the successful experience between 2014 to 19 of water operators partnership has been scaled up and now being executed for 23 more towns in the period 2020 to 25. Whereas in Nepal, with Anglian Water, we are in the execution of the Beacon project that is a water operators partnership. The key achievements for water operators partnership for WaterAid has been so far largely centered on reduction of non-revenue water, establishing water quality, monitoring, testing capacities, and monitoring, increasing the collection efficiency and billing efficiency for the utilities, and focusing on pro-poor services such as low-income customer support units development in Zambia. The key learnings for WaterAid on water operators partnership has been to effective matchmaking process between mentor and mentee, establishing good communication both between mentor and mentee and the stakeholders, pro-poor service delivery models, and quick scale-ups through advocacy on success factors. Whereas we have the key challenges on water operators partnership has been to provide tangible value add for the mentors. Financing for WOPs has been a challenge, especially post-COVID now, and development of a robust monitoring and evaluation framework, which is more of standardized globally to monitor the progress on different WOPs, on which WaterAid is working to resolve some of these challenges. So that is in brief about work of WaterAid on water operators partnership. Thank you everyone, and Merry Christmas all.
Quite aside from the water operator partnership work, WaterAid have done an incredible amount during the pandemic to ensure that water, sanitation and hygiene services are provided to some of the poorest communities around the world. Here to share some more of those details is Fiona Callister and Jonathan Chapman, both from WaterAid UK.
Basic hygiene, particularly washing hands with soap, is key to controlling the spread of the virus. and helping people to understand both the importance of washing hands with soap and making sure they have somewhere to wash their hands has, of course, been at the heart of WaterAid's work for nearly 40 years.
All of our country programmes mobilised to engage their audiences with advice about how to wash their hands, along with other public announcements, even though most were operating under some degree of lockdown. Many were centrally involved with national health ministries and partners. But it posed an obvious question for us. How do we advise people to wash their hands when they might not have clean water or soap at home? Here's one solution from WaterAid Nepal.
धेरै नै युजफुल भइरहेछ पहिले हामीले चाहिँ बाल्टिनमा त्यो टुटी लगाएर ह्यान्ड वास गर्दै थियौं तर अब यो आइसकेपछि अब यसमा चाहिँ नि हामीले हातले छुन नपर्ने साबुन पनि खुट्टाले चिचेर निकाल्ने पानी पनि निकाल्ने गर्दाखेरि अझ बढी हाइजिन चाहिँ एकदम मेन्टेन भएछ
एकचोटि गरिसकेपछि यो चाहिँ चलाउनलाई एकदम सजिलो हात धुनलाई सजिलो भएछ हात धुनुपर्छ भनेर जसलाई ज्ञान छ उसले चाहिँ अब जताबाट आए पनि हैन यो चाहिँ गर्छ
प्रयोग भइरहेछ थर्मल गनबाट टेम्परेचर चेक हुने बित्तिकै हामी चाहिँ यदि ग्लोभ्स लगाएको छ भने पनि ग्लोभ्स खोलेर हात धुएर मात्र हामी हस्पिटल सो थ्याङ्क यू सो मच
Well, of all our country programmes, it has been WaterAid India which has had to cope with the highest number of COVID cases. One of their projects was to mobilise hand-washing stations on motorbike scooters known as auto-rickshaws, like the image you see here. Several country programmes engaged local celebrities to support their hygiene messages. In Tanzania, this celebrated Swahili poet, Mrisho Mpoto, joined the WaterAid team in their fieldwork. In Zambia, these renowned local sportspeople from different sports joined our local hygiene campaign called The Power of Five.
In the UK, we've supported the great work going on around the world encouraging hygiene and hand washing with soap by producing materials such as posters, social media content, mobile phone messages and short films which can be used in as many countries as possible. Our emergency COVID-19 response is supported by the Hygiene and Behaviour Change Coalition, a global £100 million project launched by the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office and Unilever. This partnership has helped us reach millions of people. Experience shows us that people are more likely to change their habits if they care at an emotional level. So, for example, washing their hands to protect people they love, or because it makes them feel part of a community.
What a great catalogue of achievements. Well done, WaterAid. Of course, many other charities and NGOs have also stepped up during the pandemic, and following feedback from a Water Action Platform member, I want to highlight Susanna in particular. Susanna, the Sustainable Sanitation Alliance, is an informal network of people and organisations who share a common vision on sustainable sanitation. Susanna came into existence in early 2007 and provides a platform for the coordination and collaboration work. Susanna is not itself an organisation, but rather a loose, voluntary network to which partners and individual members contribute at their own expense. If you want to find out more, please visit their website. We now come to our last featured story for today, and it is a technology showcase, but with a specific aid-related focus. It is the HappyTap from Cambodia. The HappyTap is an incredible achievement and was developed long before COVID-19 appeared, yet has found particular relevance in 2020. It was designed to provide a low-cost, portable, user-friendly hand-washing station which would help encourage people to adopt better hygiene practices. Designing a system like this sounds easy, but is, in reality, terribly time-consuming and challenging. The fact that HappyTaps had already developed this before 2020 is one of the happiest coincidences that I've heard in months. Here is the chief executive from HappyTaps talking to the head of ISLE Philippines, Yang Villa, about what they have achieved.
Jeff, would you tell us how you've come to focus on hand washing, and what is the crux of the hand washing crisis that HappyTap is trying to solve?
Yeah, thanks, Yang. I think the crux of the hand washing crisis, or what makes it a crisis, is the scale of the problem. Hand washing is a known critical defense against a whole range of infectious diseases, but you need a sink to wash hands. And globally, about 3 billion people don't have a sink to do that. In developing countries, about half of all schools don't have sinks. And also roughly half of healthcare facilities don't have hand washing at point of care. So it's the scale and also the urgency of the problem that forces us to rethink what are viable solutions. Now, HappyTap, which is a portable mass-manufactured sink designed for low-income settings, is unfortunately alone at the moment in the market. And that's not a good thing. We're scaling up as fast as we can. We're expanding to India, the Philippines, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Cambodia, Kenya, and we're exporting to a whole bunch of other countries around the world, including the UK, which has taken consignments to help schools reopen. But social enterprises like HappyTap can't alone address such a massive kind of whole society issue. We need partners in business, in government, in international agencies to help address this problem at the scale needed. And UNICEF, for example, is actually leading efforts to convene partners to address it. I'm really glad for that. In Cambodia, they worked with HappyTap to support the government of Cambodia to equip more than 3,000 schools across the country, enabling more than 70,000 students back to school with hygiene facilities at hand. Instead of taking months or years to construct all that infrastructure, it was done in a matter of weeks.
Fantastic. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the unequal access to hygiene facilities and services. So what lessons from the pandemic are you taking forward for HappyTap?
Right, COVID has definitely shone a spotlight on the hygiene crisis globally. But unfortunately, I think the vast majority of funding and efforts for hygiene this year have gone to support messaging and reminders to wash hands. And public awareness campaigns, for the most part, haven't really succeeded in moving the needle on actual hand washing practice. Because remember, 3 billion people don't even have sinks. And the vast majority of people in the world already know about hand washing and the benefits it offers. So I think we need to really tackle the problem in a structural way. What do I mean by that? Well, think about in wealthy countries, why are there sinks next to every toilet and in every kitchen in a home, for example? That's simple, because of regulation and investment. Now, because of COVID, we have a big opportunity to change the way we address hygiene. And a big change is if products like HappyTap are available, new options are available to policymakers that didn't exist before, and the political will to back them. So for example, it's now possible to equip all schools in developing countries with the necessary hygiene infrastructure so they can reopen safely and continue operating safely. Same for healthcare facilities and clinics. That it's such an acute crisis to lack hygiene at the point of care. If we do our part in making products available and expanding our production, reaching new markets, we want to work with partners to make sure that schools and healthcare facilities can be open and operate safely going forward. I think that's a huge opportunity to capture right now. Thanks, Yang.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Piers, this ties in nicely with our earlier story about Yorkshire Water, because it was actually Durham County in the UK, close to Yorkshire, that bought these HappyTap units and distributed them across their schools. Back to you.
Thanks for that update, Yang and Jeff. I've had the pleasure of seeing firsthand a HappyTap installation in Cambodia, and it is astonishing how such a simple product can so radically change for the better a local community. Now, if you feel minded to make a contribution to either WaterAid or HappyTap, please follow the links here. HappyTap isn't a registered charity, but it is a social enterprise, and every cent of your contribution will be used to help roll out their wonderful hand hygiene system to schools and health clinics across Southeast Asia and Africa. As an added incentive, ISLE has agreed to match the first £6,000 of donations made before December the 24th. The contribution from ISLE will apply to both WaterAid and HappyTap, so feel free to spread your donations across both if the Christmas spirit so takes you. We also have our special 12 Days of Christmas Advent calendar, which has been available on social media for the past few days. This highlights 12 of the key learnings which have come out of the Water Action platform over the past year. Each update's only a minute or so, but at the end, there's a very special surprise. It's a few seconds of pure happiness which will uplift your soul and get you ready for Christmas. That brings me to the end of this special Christmas broadcast of the Water Action Platform. We acknowledge, thank and remain suitably in awe at all the people who have worked in the aid sector over the past year, ensuring that deprived communities get the support they need. I wish you all a very happy and hearty Christmas break. I hope you get to spend it with the people you love. We look forward to seeing you again in 2021. The first Water Action Platform webinar of the new year will be on Thursday, January the 21st at the usual times. Keep asking questions, keep sharing, and keep safe. Merry Christmas.